Hello everyone and welcome back to my loft. Today we are going to be figuring out what a colorless burnisher is. I bought this set of colorless blenders and it came with a colorless burnisher. Now I know what a colorless blender is, that's why I ordered it, but I don't know what a colorless burnisher is, and looking on the packaging and the internet, it doesn't really tell me too much. I also accidentally sharpened both sides, so we'll just pick a side and sharpen it further when we want to use it. But first, I'll show you what a colorless blender does, in case you don't know. So I drew this little sphere, and now I'm going to use the colorless blender on top. As you can see, it blends its name and smooths out the pencil. So now we have to figure out what a colorless burnisher does. So first, let's sharpen it. It's nice and sharpened. Now I'm going to draw another one of these spheres the exact same way and see what the comparison is when I use this colorless burnisher instead of the colorless blender. I don't know why I'm saying blender like that. So obviously they're not the exact same. When I first drew this one, they're not the exact same. This one's even a little bit bigger, but let's try the colorless burnisher on it and see what it does. Already it feels like it's like smoother, like it goes across the paper easier. So as you can see, it kind of blended it, but if you look really close, this one gives a more softer feel, but this one has like pencil lines still there that I have gone over. So the next test, I'm going to test both of these tools actually, because I'm not sure if this works on graphite. I'm not sure if this is graphite, to be honest. What I'm about to show you, it's just like a gray pencil, but I'm not sure if a colorless blender like this even works on that. So we're gonna test that too, and then we're gonna test what this does too. And I'm gonna draw 2 more circles now. Again, they're not the same exact circles, but I'm gonna do my colorless blender and my colorless burnisher on them. Okay, there's the colorless blender. Now let's do the colorless burnisher. And here is the colorless burnisher. I'm trying to figure this out. What is different about them? Are you guys noticing any difference? I mentioned earlier how they felt differently, like using them. This one, the colorless burnisher, felt like it was going on like smoother, and like pressing harder wasn't doing anything. So like doing anything different than pressing normally. So I'm gonna like do a sound test and see if they sound different. Okay, so here's the colorless burnisher. And here is the colorless blender. See what I mean? Not the lines, but they sound different, don't they? Like, I really thought I would start seeing some big difference on what a burnisher is. But Google says a burnisher is something that makes surfaces shiny and smooth, which is kind of what I said, but also blender. But the shiny part I'm just not seeing. Like, no shiny. I mean, if I press really hard on my pencil, it shows up a little bit shiny. I think that's just what pencils kind of do. So let's see if the colorless blender or colorless burnisher make a difference here. Can you honestly guess which one is the colorless blender and which one is the colorless burnisher? this is the blender, this is the burnisher. And this, how it doesn't really blend it out at all, makes me think that maybe I'm using this colorless burnisher completely wrong and it has nothing to do with blending or going on top of pencil at all. Like, I literally have no clue. They have the same amount of shininess that's just from the graphite or whatever. After all this testing, I decided to ask my art teacher, who said that the difference is that a colorless burnisher is a wax-based blender that makes it glossy, not matte, like a colorless blender, and keeps some texture, which we saw actually, how it kept some texture of the pencil instead of smoothing it out. So honestly, I'm just happy that it's supposed to be a blender, because it would be really embarrassing if I was trying to treat it like a blender and it wasn't one the entire time. But yeah, I think this is just what it's supposed to do. It's just basically gives more texture. And it also says that it's supposed to be glossy, but I can't really see that. I don't know. I think the glossy isn't really there, but that's okay. Just so happy we got an answer to our question. I guess all that testing kind of led up to this moment, because we slowly pieced together that there was kind of a difference in texture, and the different tips sounded different because this one's made of wax, and this one kept the texture too. So yeah. Anyway, that's all for today's video. I'll see you all next time. Bye.